Hi, this is Code Weaver, and I'm going to play some weekend games. So, today I'm going to play a game that I started out on this stream, and I'm going to continue on this stream, Sherlock Holmes, The Devil's Daughter. And without further ado, let's just switch over to that camera setting. The audio, I think, is set up correctly. I'll fiddle with it as I go. Are we... We are not getting the video from that. Let's try doing this. And there we go. Alright, so I'll just keep that as my printed intro. I'm not gonna stand on ceremony. Hi, I'm back. I'm playing this game. So here's the deal. I played this in a couple of different segments, which you can find on my YouTube channel if this isn't already there. And I got to the point where I was investigating the death of an individual at a lawn bowling party that was killed by... by the way, you should... spoiler alert, I should have said that right up front. If you have any intent on playing a game like this, play it on your own. I've actually had an enjoyable, large amount of fun playing this. It was great. It's been a great game so far. Kind of fairly simple linear storytelling, but hallmarked by bits of deduction and trying to resolve inconsistencies in story, making connections, which then allows you to advance. So in that sense, fairly basic gameplay, but kind of satisfying, because I like games that involve some deduction where I can piece it together as I go with only a little help from the game. Now, that being said, I got to the point where, in the attempt to figure out how a statue of, I think it was an Aztec deity. Let me just double check this. Or Mayan. Hang on. I don't want to make that mistake. I'm not going to try to actually regurgitate something that I had in my memory like a week and a half ago or something like that, or 2 weeks ago. It's been a while since I've done this game. Anyway, statue came to life after hours, after a lawn bowling party, killed someone, and I'll go through the details in the case. And I got stalled by a puzzle, which I will show you in a moment. So here's the actual puzzle. But I'm going to go into the case study information. We're investigating the murder of Zacharias Greystoke. The body and his belongings were at Scotland Yard. Investigated the crime scene and interrogated the witness. I won't go back over those scenes and scenarios and dialogue except in the course of my current gameplay. So go back and watch the previous videos, because that's what they're there for. This Mayan... Yes, thank you. Okay, fine. I should have remembered that. This Mayan calendar, that's this big plate disc thing that was supposed to be, I think, the prize for winning the tournament, which, yay, I won, has a puzzle on it, a message, curse, prophecy, whatever you want to call it. And at the end of my last session, I could not get past this puzzle. I went back and reviewed all of the clues that I was presented that I still have access to that weren't just sort of throwaway lines, stuff recorded in my journals. Went back over the crime scene with a fine-tooth comb as best I could. Tried to make any notes of references to the concepts in the puzzle in order to try to solve it. And I couldn't. And just to give you an idea what that looks like, because I'm going to solve it right now.
They are the symbols that were drawn on the Mayan calendar. The papers from Zacharias' folder. They can help us to translate the Mayan message.
So, this is great. I got to the point where I could do this bit, and I can fill in what the relevant symbols match to, which then gives us possibilities for each word, and then I can choose which word for each symbol. And it's supposed to spell out a message or something along these lines, right? And no matter what I did, I mean, the symbols are easy enough to match, but there's enough possibilities that grinding through all the possibilities is really, really hard. There's like 2 or 3 choices per symbol, and for 12 symbols, that's at least, well, I can do the math, 2 to the power of 12 possibilities, and that's like, 4,096, and more than that, because some of them have 3 options. I'm not going to go through it by hand. I'm not even going to try to, like, reduce it by way of eliminating the ones that clearly don't make sense and then choosing amongst the rest and grinding through those in case I miss one. too pedantic, too brute force. And the fact of the matter is, I went through this and chose a bunch of different possibilities that seemed to make sense for the kind of story that this was telling, for the kinds of things that I would expect in a prophecy, and I could not make it stick. I could not get past this point, and no matter what clue I searched for, I couldn't get past this. Could be that I missed an interpretation, could be that I just had, I know, having looked up the answer to this, that I was on the right track. And how I didn't get the answer exactly, I don't know, because the actual answer is what I thought I would have guessed. But it doesn't matter. I'm not going to go over my old footage. The fact of the matter is I had to look the answer to this puzzle up. And I'm going to try to... I haven't entered it in. I haven't actually gotten past this point. But I will get past this point with that answer, because I want to continue playing this game. I don't know if I was just too thick to notice the correct answer, or I just had a run of bad luck in choosing just the right combination of words that almost made sense, but didn't quite. But there we are. No more prevaricating. Cat's out of the bag. I looked up the answer. Actually, I don't know what the answer is right now because I'm not looking at the answer, but I will go look it up just to get past this point. And all I can say in my defense is I had the right idea, but not exactly the right words somehow. Because the answer they give is not surprising to me. It's not like, oh, I could not have guessed that, or, oh, I missed the clue. It's an obvious translation. I don't know. I'm not going to harp on the game for giving me a bad puzzle, because it could be I just missed something. But this was frustrating, and I spent about an hour, maybe a couple hours, outside of the game, outside of the stream, trying to figure this out. Yeah. So enough's enough. Let's just get on with it, because I want to play the game. I'm gonna actually fill this in the way I think it should be interpreted. I have seen the answer, but I didn't memorize it, so maybe I'll get lucky this time, and I'll get a small personal win out of kind of deducing it, but I don't think so. I think I'm gonna end up in exactly the same position. So let's quickly translate this. So this one is choosing God. It doesn't matter which word you choose right off the bat, because once I choose a symbol for everything, I will get rid of the right hand side. So one every and all. Sure. That one I know matches with that over there, so that's fine. Hollow, Sea Witness, Shell Wolf. I think I got everything on that page. To meet the fate, that's that one. Something like that. Yeah, I kind of like this puzzle. This was a neat puzzle. Yeah. Order purchase, meet faith. I think I already got all those. This is that one. I had done this so many times, and every time you go into this, you have to refill it in. Curse, probably. As received, Survex to find. Is Lord King or Master in there? I don't think so, no. Master statue. What am I looking for? Oh, that one. No one, anyone. Crowd. Anyone, I think, probably. I think to exist, to be, to appear. Mercy. And there's the temple one. That's this one. Alright, so get rid of the right-hand side because we've got all the symbols matched up. Now I have to choose the words. And, you know, in sort of classic, let's make a story about a curse of ancient peoples or whatever, it should read something like, cursed to be anyone who disturbs, probably, the sacred temple, To meet a fate or to meet death. I don't know which one. I can try either one of them. Sealed statue, only the chosen to have mercy or something like that. So let's try that. Hit W.
No, I think I've missed something here.
Right, now I can, now this is what I had happen to me before. I tried fiddling with some of these. Hit W again.
No, I think I've missed something here.
Every chosen to descend. All right, you know what? I could spend forever doing this. I'm not going to harp on this. Let's just get on with it. So looking up in my, you guys can't see this, but I'm looking around in a window. So here's how it's supposed to read: cursed to be anyone to disturb the sacred temple, to meet death, risen instead of sealed. So that's fine. That's fine. Risen statue, only chosen to have mercy. So I kind of guessed that first one. See, this is the thing. There are only a few of these patterns. Only chosen. To meet... Sorry, what have we got here? What did I read here? To meet death, risen statue, only chosen to have mercy. All right. Is it to meet death, or is it to meet death? Okay. Statue, only chosen to have mercy. If this works, so cursed to be anyone to disturb the sacred temple, to meet death, risen statue, only chosen to have mercy. So only the chosen will have mercy, and anyone else who disturbs will be death. That's fine. So this is a perfectly reasonable way to read this. And I thought I had chosen this. Maybe I never chose risen. I'm not going to go back and look. I don't know. But let's hit W and find out if we have it. We can unlock and just move on to the rest of the story.
Cursed will be anyone who disturbs the sacred temple.
There.
They will meet their death by the risen statue. Only the chosen will have mercy.
Ugh.
It's not only a calendar, it's a curse. Zacharias Greystoke, a member of the club, was killed as the curse decreed. It's possible that the link between Zacharias and the curse is at the archaeological club. I'll need a search warrant.
So, one of the few ways that message makes sense, I didn't manage to enter in. Great. Okay, so we have to obtain a search warrant. So the Mayan calendar holds a curse. The murder was performed as decreed in the prophecy. As the murder victim was a member of the archaeological club, the club ought to be investigated. A search warrant is required. So the club is, I believe, the place where we had the party, but we're not allowed to go into the club because it's members only. And I'm technically not police, and so I couldn't just go in there unwarranted. And apparently they didn't want to let me in just to look around, even though I'm supposed to be, friendly with members of the club. I don't know. I think that's kind of rude of them, but I guess, a club's a club, I guess. But in any case, hopefully I can now.
We'll need to get a search warrant to investigate the club.
Yeah, well, we gotta go talk to Lestrade, clearly. Who is, I think, in here? Yeah. I'm excited to move on. I'm a little cranky about the puzzle, but that's alright.
Aren't you supposed to be investigating those cases of yours instead of bothering me?
Good day to you too, Inspector. I have a small favor to ask of you, a search warrant to investigate the murder at the club.
No, no, and no.
I don't know why exactly we're investigating him, but... Yeah, okay, so lack of sleep. Bags under eyes. Right. Blood or wine? No! No, I didn't mean to skip the whole thing. Alright, interface fail. That is not what I wanted to do at all. I wanted to deduce that. That was really feeble.
Since I'm without the warrant, I should find something else to do. By the way, do you know if Sir Robin is currently in town?
I have no idea.
Well, I believe I may have solved a case about, let's say, a salacious inspector.
No, it's not what you think. Nothing dishonorable happened. Go on then. Take your warrant.
Okay, that was not satisfying.
So he refused to give you the search warrant?
Oh no, I've got it. I won't need you for a while now, Watson.
Boo. Yes, in fact, let's see if there's a save point that I can go back to, such as when just after I did the plate. And even if I continue only from the point at which I originally started up, that's fine. That was not satisfying. I do not like interface failures, and that's because I haven't used the game in a while.
It's possible that the link between Zacharias and the curse
There
is
we
at
go.
the...
Yes, that's fine. Alright, so I gotta be very careful about anything that says explicitly skip. That was boo, just boo. Alright, shapes and noses, cute. Let's take actually a quick look around here and see if there's interesting stuff to identify. In fact, let's go into, I keep calling it spectral vision mode, because it kind of feels a little bit like, Clive Barker's Undying. Old game that I really love for having sort of creepy vision mode. Anyway, it's actually spot little tiny details, but that's fine. Let's talk to Lestrade. Let's try not to screw this
Aren't
up.
you supposed to be investigating those
dumb
cases
reasons.
of yours instead of bothering me?
I
Good
don't
day
mind
to you
screwing
too,
up because I
Inspector. I have a small
legitimately
favor to ask
missed
of
the
you, a search
detail. I
warrant
just
to
don't like
investigate
interface
the
fails.
murder at the club.
No, no, and no.
Yes, we're going to get a portrait. We're going to figure this out because that was freaking lame. So, okay, so bags under eyes. Yes, we probably got lack of sleep. Probably wine. So we can move across his across the scene that we're investigating and pull up details if there are any to find. Possibly a hangover. So he's in a good mood. I'm not sure how to interpret good mood and either of those two options, but okay. Woman's handwriting, letter from the Robin family. I don't know who the Robin family is. Perfumed and expensive, woman's handkerchief. I don't remember enough of the original cases of Sherlock Holmes to know if Robin is relevant. I'm sorry for those of you who are literarily more advantaged than I am, but that's the way it goes. So, lack of sleep. Is there anything else I can pull out of here? So it's either wine or okay. So it's either wine or blood and hangover or headache. Given these two. Being in a good mood, woman's handkerchief, maybe he had a delightful night out, and that's what we're attempting to identify. It could be blood and headache, but then why would he be in a good mood? If you got a letter from... Is there anything else here? I'm going to be slow in the uptake. I'm going to accept this because I don't know what else to do. I don't know who the Robin family is. I don't recall them being related to this case. There's a lot of details about this case I don't remember, though, because it's been a while, and I was more focused on getting past that. Alright, we're just going to do this. Alright, here we go. Okay. Okay, so, he keeps the lady's perfumed handkerchief as a memento. Mrs. Robin, a wife of a British councilman, might be connected with Lestrade's present condition. Alright. Alright, nope,
Since I'm without the warrant, I should find something else to do. By the way, do you know if Sir Robin is currently in town?
I have no idea. And why on earth should you even think that I might know that?
Well, I believe I may have solved a case about, let's say, a salacious inspector.
No, it's not what you think. Nothing dishonorable happened. Go on then. Take your warrant.
So he refused to give you the search warrant?
Oh no, I've got it. I won't need you for a while now, Watson. I'll see you later.
Well, well, well. Alright. So, having done that, we need to search the club lounge, and that means we can actually head back to the club and head inside, which is what I wanted to do quite some time ago. I have no idea what that icon means. Oh, dialogue. Oh, linking to the fact that there's dialogue. Okay, that's fine. I gotcha. Okay, so let's just book it out of here. Let's actually go to the club. Where I actually picked up all of the relevant clues regarding the actual murder. And then went over again with a fine-tooth comb to figure out where I missed the last puzzle. So here we go. Has anything changed? No, but...
Can I help you, Mr. Holmes?
You're doing the normal thing. Everyone else seems to have returned. Everyone is slightly curious, I presume. This is where the statue is standing before it got up and walked off, having speared someone through the chest. Okay, let's boot it over here and take a quick look in case this has changed in some way.
What a spectacular... What
I don't think I'm going to get anything
What
out
a
of this.
spectacular
I
season.
don't believe that's changed since. If there's a name that's changed on there, I don't have a good enough memory to identify it.
But where is the statue? Did it vanish?
What an abominable crime.
Sir Charles, I have a search warrant. I would like to take a look inside the clubhouse.
I see. Here's the key. But I do protest.
Protest all you like, buddy.
I heard that Zacharias was killed by the statue's spear.
Why won't the police say anything? We have a right to know the truth.
How about you guys?
Oh, it's horrible. Do you think the club will be closed?
Well, kind of depends. I don't know what it kind of depends on. Let's get an eye on the place first. What do we have here? It looks very club-like. Some games, a lounge chair in front of the fire. Boy, I'd like to have a place like this just to mellow. Alright, so we've got things we can look at on the desk, and I'll get to that in a minute. Probably, maybe stuff behind the bar, except I can't actually go behind the bar, so maybe that's not as important. Pictures, which may be relevant. All the way around to the chest, which may be relevant. The globe. Alright, a bunch of things to look at. So let's start here, and let's just go around the room. So let's start here, and we're going to go right around the room and be thorough. Here we go. Some lovely jewelry. Sir J.
The
Bromsky.
late Mr. Bromsby's collection.
All right.
The late Mr. Blinkhorn's collection.
Fair enough.
The late Mr. Smith's collection. The late Mr. Sutherland's collection.
Some interesting pieces, I suppose.
The late Mr. Roberts' collection. This metal globe is very impressive. Some bits are missing. Some bits are missing.
So why is that relevant? Now we have a puzzle to solve. So I'm going to go once round this looking normally, and then I'm going to go into the sort of deep vision mode to see if I notice unusual details. Just kind of want to be thorough, and if I try to... Yeah, anyway. Okay, so we have... Okay, we're going to rotate. Any symbols on here that might be related to the Mayans? No, but we do have a number. Let's get that around. 1881 from Guatemala.
It appears that it's a part of a gold statue from Guatemala. Solid gold. It's worth a fortune.
Interesting.
These antiques look quite valuable.
So hang on. I lied. I'm going to go into high detail mode. See if I can't. Alright. There's actually quite a few spots on that globe that are missing. That's weird.
It's Sir Charles Yellingham, the director of the club. Zacharias Greystoke. I wonder who this man is.
Okay, so looking at the other pictures is not yielding me much information, so that's fine. But if I look at it in detail mode, do I get anything additional popping out at me? No. That's fine. So there's a mystery person in the images. I'll have to look at some other point. Alright, well, let's take a look at this. This is likely to be the thing I'm most interested in anyway. Oh, hello. For Mr. Oliver, or Olivier, I'm going to go with Oliver, because I knew an Oliver who had his name spelled that way, the company director of Royal Parties, to organize the awards ceremony for our bowling club's most recent competition, to the estimation of requirements for guest night, 20 cases of champagne, dinner for 40 reserved from the restaurant, a local musical ensemble to provide entertainment, 30 flower arrangements for table decoration, invitation cards for guests. I know this will be quite expensive, but do please allow me a period of grace to settle the payment, as I recall you were so generous to grant on the previous occasion. Thank you in advance. Well, in and of itself, not odd. Dinner for 40 might be interesting. The fact they brought in a musical ensemble might be interesting for people at the party. What about this? To Sir Charles Yellingham, from Brittany Lovelace, Chief Accountant at Lloyd's Bank. Maybe a response? Dear Sir Charles, our records show that you are once again late, and this for the fourth time in paying the credit you have with our house. Any delay in payment results in a fine of £7 per 10s per 10. So per 10,000s per 10 shillings. No, that makes no sense. I don't know what per 10s means here. If it's 10 days, 10 business days, I don't know. After studying your proposal, we agree to seizing part of your club's collection, in payment of the credit which will be sold at private auction. All raised monies will be reversed against your credit account. Interesting. So this provides motive for... I'm not sure what it provides motive for directly. I'd have to think about this. I'm gonna have to review some of the notes, which I can do right here. So why don't I do that? So yeah, okay. So we got the key. So the club is a debtor of Lloyd's Bank. So Charles intended to cover the percentage of the debt from a deceased member's antique collection. Okay. That's fine. So going back over some of the material here, so you then received the prize of the calendar. I trust you'll be there as well. Okay, so they have this calendar, which they're giving away as a prize, which is weird if they're in debt. Unless this is a way for them to generate interest in the club, to generate revenue, to pay the debt. Like, instead of just outright, selling this piece. Okay, so what could be happening here? They want to drum up interest in the calendar, and... want to draw out interest in the calendar, the archaeological club, etc., in order to drive up the price of the pieces, perhaps? Dangerous way to do it, and especially because it involved murder, so I'm not really willing to buy that yet. Because it seems like a rather roundabout way to generate money, but especially at the cost of an investigation over a murder. So we have to find out... Alright. Zacharias got killed. Zacharias Greystoke was killed around 4 in the morning. Murder took place outside. Again, if you want a detailed reading of this, because or a detailed understanding of this, please feel free to go review the previous video, where we listened to all of this in real time. So, ultimately what we got is that somebody was pretending to be the statue, standing in position on that pedestal. At a particular point in the evening, came to life and killed Zacharias, and then ran off as the statue. In more or less full view of the gentleman who was at the in front of the building we talked to, who gave us the key, whose name temporarily escapes me. Yellingham. The calendar is not really that valuable. Okay, so that's fine. So giving this item away would not really factor into like there's probably no way to have sold it and made the money back, so that doesn't fly. However, having the tournament as a way of increasing the interest in the archaeological society might still be a money motive. Don't know yet. Anything in Baker Street? Oh, this was the interaction between Sherlock Holmes' apparent adopted daughter and a neighbor, and we don't know what relationship this has yet. Alright. Dr. Reuben Fisher from the last case is really mad that I did not choose to side with him and his benefactor, Lord, I can't remember his name, who we jailed earlier. Lord, Marsh. Yay, okay. I don't know, I don't have enough information to piece this together just yet. I don't know what the motive is exactly, so... Oops. I did not actually catch what that was. Okay then. That's interesting. Oops, I did not mean to alt tab out of there. Alright.
Ah, Sir Charles was once a captain in the guard.
Alright. Oh, more notes. Let's find out more notes. Dear Sir Charles, please be advised we have successfully transferred a new tranche to your club's account. However, the payment period has been reduced to 1 month, and the sum credit to £1,000 due to previous overdue amounts. Alright, an immediate loan. If you wish to review your account, you should contact the bank directly. Okay. So money troubles are clearly involved in this murder. We just don't know how quite yet, or I don't know how quite yet. March 1881. James Ness and Sons, Jewelers, Sir Charles Yellingham. We acknowledge receipt of your item, namely 458 grams of solid gold from a part gold Guatemala statue. We agree to purchase this item. Monies will be paid within 48 hours from receipt of this letter. But didn't we just see that item? Or another piece like it? Although this transaction is entirely legal, we do assure you that it will remain confidential. Okay, so he's decided that he's going to sell this, but discreetly. From Jewelers. So he's decided to sell it. Ooh, interesting. Okay, so he's decided to sell it privately, rather than have the bank seize assets, if that's the way I'm interpreting this. Am I missing something? Alright. '50th birthday, Lord Stevenson. I did not take a look at the other photos in super great detail. Hopefully this will acknowledge if any of these people is part of the other.
The 50th birthday of Lord
The
Stevenson.
other photo. Alright.
Charles Yellingham has a large family.
Okay. Not super important, although... Oh, yeah, another letter. Let's take a look at this now. So, post office telegram. Yellingham, as I said here in front of everyone, you cannot give away this calendar. I want to study it. We have to discuss this matter before the award ceremony. I have already warned the other one of this. Zacharias Greystoke. Oh. Now that's interesting. So that's the calendar that I won, and it was being given away. Now... Yellingham, I think... No, hang on a second. Zacharias Greystoke. Okay, so he's the one who got murdered. So, to cover up the giving away... Okay, now we've got some interesting stuff going on here. 14... Oh, this was 14 years ago. Sir Charles sold a large fragment from a gold Guatemala statue for a considerable sum. Wait, what? I have gotten my dates confused then. Let's... That's March 1881.
A message to Sir Charles from Zacharias Greystoke, the victim.
Okay, so it's allowing me to piece stuff together, but before I do that, I want to get a handle on the dates involved here. So, something I need to figure this out. I need to get a sense of what's going on here. I need better notes. I need better time frames. I need a date. I need a date on anything. This is not really helping me. I need Really? Not a note of... So this is March 1881. Is there any way for me to identify the actual time period now? Like the exact date? Because that 15 years thing, I would not have put 2 and 2 together. I need... Okay, so that's in dialogue. Where did the Mayan calendar come from? It was donated anonymously, received it shortly. Yellingham thinks that it has historical value, but it isn't worth very much in terms of actual value. Now, I'm still confused about the dates going on here, but... Oh, Expedition to Guatemala. Here we go. Expedition to Guatemala, 1881.
Guatemala, 1881. I don't think this is a bowls tournament. I wonder who this man is.
Okay, I wonder who this man is. Oh, hello? No. That's interesting. So this was torn.
The photograph appears to have been faked or damaged. I'll take it.
Okay. Modified or damaged photograph from the Guatemala expedition. So maybe someone was taken out of this image. And I have to go back to the lab to figure it out. Okay, so that's interesting. So now we have a bit of a time frame. So it's got to be 1896 right now. If that was 15 years ago. So I'm going to try to remember that for the rest of the game because that was dumb of me not to sort of get a handle on that. Well, I don't actually need to be back at the desk right now. Unless there's something here. No.
The 50th birthday of Lord Stevenson.
And then this isn't going to tell me anything new, is it?
Charles Yellingham has a large family.
All right. So we do have a couple of pieces of useful information going on here. Incidentally, first-person mode. Who knew, right? For this particular game, I don't mind seeing my guy walking around. That's fine. Zacharias Greystoke's collection. So this is actually this is the Dead Gentleman's collection, but he has a gold piece from the 1881 collection. So maybe that's another piece of the same kind. So none of these others were Greystoke stuff, right? No, that was Bromsby. That was, yeah, okay. So, no. Smith, don't care. Sutherland, don't care as such. Robert, don't care as such. So that's all, okay, so that's fine. looking closely, well, you notice something, I think. Now this may be a red herring because it may be part of the manufacturing process. But you notice how there's of the 3 panels that are missing, this one has a hole in it.
Some bits are missing. Some bits are missing. Some bits are missing.
Which is kind of interesting. It could be a red herring, but it's at least a difference, which is worth noting. Oh, hello. Ha! Okay, that's hilarious. That's in the middle of the ocean. I'm terrible with geography, but that's kind of in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean. Maybe in the... Okay, so in the Bermudas, somewhere in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. But this one is actually on the way down to South America, so that's kind of interesting. In fact, arguably... So, in fact, Guatemala. Okay. I don't know what that means yet, but that is a weird coincidence. That is a really weird coincidence. So, and on a globe for reasons that are not clear. Okay, so going back to, I know you guys have already probably pieced all this together, and yes, I know I have to go and do the lab stuff on this, but I want to try to sort of understand this. So, this one is clearly recent, right? That's fine. The letter from the jeweler is back from 1881 saying we've received your item. So he basically sold an item worth an enormous amount of money confidentially. But Zacharias has one as well. So if it is the same one, then how did Zacharias get it back? It seems to be labeled, though. If it is not the same piece, then it's a duplicate piece. But in either case, maybe Zacharias found out about the sale and objected to it, having been done in secret, confronted Yellingham. And Yellingham used the pretext of the lawn bowling tournament as a means of taking out Zacharias before Zacharias could expose him. So, Sir Charles Yellingham, a record show that you're once again late. We don't have a date on this, though. Okay, so if this is recent, letter to Sir Charles from. If this letter is recent, then maybe Charles thought about doing this again to sell pieces of the collection off privately instead of having it. I don't see. That's the thing. I don't know if this is recent. Because if it relates to back in because this is long after the 1881 thing. This is now. Even if the club has a long history. Chances are this letter is from now. Notification from the bank. this is a new loan. Okay. Charles, desperate for money, decides to sell off something. Zacharias objects. Charles has him killed. Uses the pretext of the lawn tournament in order to hide the murder. Working theory, but not sure how all the pieces fit, if that's true. And I get that Zacharias would be ticked at Yellingham, but the connection between this and the possible sale of artifacts or the money issue, it doesn't tie together quite, because, okay, so Yellingham says that the plate is not worth all that much. So if it itself is actually valuable, why give it away? Why even have that as a pretext? So I don't believe that necessarily the plate itself is valuable, except, as Yellingham said, as a historical thing. Why give it away? The only reason to give it away is either to drum up interest in the Archaeological Society, or, again, to act as a pretext for the whole tournament and thus the murder. Still, okay, now we got, okay, we've got at least a working theory. Let's go and go back to Baker Street and just perform, because we're going to get more information out of this. We're totally getting more information out of this. So much fun. I am enjoying myself. I love games like this. I'm terrible at them often. I have potato chips. I'm going to crunch at the microphone, because I'm a little bit hungry and feeling snacky. And I'm not a professional streamer, and I don't care if you hear me do this. Because my microphone is ridiculous and can pick up the beat of a flea's wings across the park. That's an exaggeration, but not by much. The Blue Yeti, in case you're interested. I think the original model, because I think they've had an update since I got this one, but lovely microphone. Kind of overkill for nearly everything, but I splurged because anyway, doesn't matter. Moving on, and analyze the micro. I can't even speak today. Analyze the photograph, please. All right.
It appears that part has been painted over.
Okay, so we got to be careful about this, because I don't know if I can accidentally ruin this.
Let's try to remove the paint with solvent.
Okay. There's a way to screw this up. I do not want to screw this up.
Let's gently remove the paint with a soft cloth.
All right. Really simple and silly little mechanic, but that's okay. So, okay, another figure. We kind of guessed that.
Aha. There's another person in the photograph.
Someone else.
Anything I can do to help?
Look here. There's a person with a swollen eye who was concealed within this photograph. A dispute of some kind, you think, Watson?
Possibly. But it appears to me a characteristic symptom of a rare tropical disease that is found in South and Central America.
South America! Brilliant, Watson!
Happy to help.
Is it deadly?
Well, there is a chance he survived.
I shall ask Sir Charles, but who knows what he'll say.
I have an idea. There is only one hospital for such illness. The Hospital for Tropical Diseases. I have friends who work there.
Oh, yes?
Well, the chances are slim, but I'll pay them a visit. If he's in London, they would have seen him.
Delicious salt and pepper potato chips. All right. Let's take a
My
look.
analysis table.
All right.
It's useful for my work.
Let's quickly.
I do hope that bone has no connection to Watson's medical practice.
Wait. So, all right. So what do we got here? We have Man was hidden. So we gotta go talk to Sir Charles. Okay.
My archive.
Don't think I need
My
to
archive.
investigate any of
I
this.
can always consult
Right,
it if
so
needed.
let us go talk to Sir Charles. Search the club lounge, investigate the murder. Okay. Alright. Quite delicious. Right, so Greystoke's visit. Alright, so we can start in this mode. We can start piecing together the major pieces by way of linked information that we've gotten. So there is a club debt. Don't know how to connect these yet. Great accuracy and strength. So probably this person who is in the photograph. We need to find the person who's in the photograph because they may be the person who could have thrown with great strength. Right, so let's deselect. I want to select physical abilities as a connection to. No, I haven't made any deductions yet. No, stop. Alright, that was that useful. We'll do it after I've stopped. But of course I don't remember. There we go. One problem with salt and pepper potato chips. Greystoke's visit, physical abilities. Okay, so the Mayan calendar. No. So. Sir Charles knew that Mr. Greystoke would be at the club on the morning of the murder. But if it's not because of the... Not what I wanted to do. Interface failed, but not a critical one. So, Sir Charles was alone. Can we tie that to Greystoke's visit? Right, so he was prepared. I think Sir Charles is involved. And I don't think he necessarily needed to see the statue running away. He could have known that it was going to happen. So let's assume that's a false statement for the moment. Facts about the crime. Killed in the direction of the pedestal. Doesn't appear to be anything that is going to let me connect to it just yet. Yeah, it doesn't. See, I think I'm connecting things that might be interesting about this case, but not enough information. At least it thinks there's not enough information, and they're probably right. So, let's go talk to Charles. Maybe we can go back in and look around a little bit more. Alright, let's talk about the victim's presence.
So, Charles, you informed me that you didn't know why Mr. Greystoke was here at such a time.
That's correct. I have no idea. What's this supposed to mean?
Never mind. I found this photograph on your wall. You're in it, but do you know who these men are? Particularly the gentleman with the swollen eye.
Yeah, goofed there.
Oh, him. But that's poor Mr. Albiot. He died from fever during an expedition to Guatemala 14 years ago. We were searching a Mayan Quiche temple, but everything went wrong. We were unable to enter the temple, and the expedition ended in disaster. I'm here, and here is Zacharias. And there is Bernard Marley, another member. He's over there, near the pedestal. By the way, he's the fellow who built that terrible statue. He created it, must have been 10 years ago.
5 years after the incident in Guatemala.
Mr. Marley is over there, near the statue's pedestal.
Okay, so I goofed in presenting my evidence for that one bit of conversation, but we're gonna let it stand because but we do know, do we know that, how do we know that he knew Zacharias was going to be there?
Poor Sir Charles. A crime at his club, it's a terrible thing.
Mr. Bernard Marley, I presume. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I have to ask you about an expedition to Guatemala.
Shh, not here. It's too dangerous. I'll give you my card. Visit me there where we can talk.
Okay. That's fine. So we have another locale. Okay, so let's pop back to trying to look for information on Sir Charles, you informed me that you didn't know why Mr. Grayson was here at such a time. It's correct, I have no idea. Okay, so that's what he said. So I presume further back in this, so I don't remember him saying that he didn't know why. I must have missed. It's not in the official recorded dialogue that I can see, but apparently, Greystoke was. He thinks Greystoke was not expected, or is claiming so.
A murder at my club. What a disaster for our reputation.
Alrighty then. All right, let's just boot it over to Grub Street. We got to gather more information before I start putting this together. It's been too long, sort of waffling about. Probably shouldn't be eating these on the stream, but so be it. Alright. Nope, that's not the thing I wanted to bring up. What I wanted to bring up was this, because I need to go to 8 Grub Street. Okay.
Keaton Street. Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
I'm not entirely sure, but I think it's the street going up the hill, not far from here.
All right.
Gumbold Road. Excuse me, where is Grub Street?
I don't know.
You are not helpful.
Possum Street.
Up the hill. All right. Midland Railway Express services dining and sleeping cars between all parts of England and Scotland. Yay. All right. Our Marley Foundry. That is in fact number 8. All right.
Hello there, my man. Is your boss in?
Ah, he's in his office. It's the door near the female statue in the corner of the workshop.
But he's the one who created the statue 5 years after the trip to Guatemala.
Hello there, my man. Is your boss in?
Sorry, I'm too busy to chat.
Something large and heavy was trapped here.
Okay, we're gonna go over this a little bit carefully here, because if this is where that statue was made, maybe something of interest to spot.
Fresh scratches. There were 2 large boxes. Fresh scratches.
2 large boxes, huh? I mean, maybe one of these containing molds. Okay, don't know.
Mr. Holmes, you must forgive my escape at the club. It wasn't a safe place to talk.
And it's safer here.
Yes, better here. Not my office. I have secured my foundry, you know.
Huh, reassuring.
So what have we got here? Alright, so negligent on that. So we have somebody who's negligent in some sense, alright? Okay, protective charms, that's interesting. So a bit of a superstitious individual. Okay, largely desk bound. Maybe not. Leans on desk a lot, but smells of oil. That's interesting. I'm gonna guess fine detail. Which would match up with intricate work. So, if he leans frequently on his desk, that could mean that he's leaning in to do close work, like to brace his elbows or brace his arms on a surface. And if you're going to do fine work on a piece, you're probably wanting to like steady your arms and the like. I don't know. The other way to look at this is he damaged himself by, because he's got a whole foundry here, and that's, you know, a lot of that stuff is not necessarily fine work. A lot of that might be slightly, you know, grosser work, heavier work. That wouldn't correspond to leaning on his desk necessarily all that much. But working with your hands, you could get knocked up. Working in a foundry, I would expect pretty easily. I'm gonna go with this. All right. Alright. Yeah, I'm okay with this portrait, I guess.
Did you know Zacharias Greystoke, the victim?
Yes, he was a brave friend. Such good karma until yesterday.
Do you recognize the unwell man in this photograph?
By Jove, albeit. Yes, that's him. The poor fellow met his end in Guatemala. He was struck down by a terrible disease.
You were friends?
Not really, but he was an active member and a courageous man. Too courageous. You can't fight against the Quiche gods.
And what of the expedition? You were seeking a Mayan temple.
Yes, the temple of Tekun Uman. Another one of Charles's stupid ideas. We found it, but there was some kind of strange force that prevented us from entering. An evil aura. It was Tekun Uman's emanation. We could all feel it. Albeit its disease worsened suddenly, there was nothing we could do. And now, with Zacharias' death, the curse has reawakened.
After 14 years.
Prophecies are timeless, even in the beyond. There is no escape.
Alright. Tell me about the
Did
prophecy.
Zacharias believe in the prophecy?
It is not a matter of belief, don't you understand? Zacharias was convinced that we could stop the curse by studying the calendar. What insanity! He sent me a message. He wanted us to visit the club and to try to convince Charles to remove the calendar from the awards ceremony.
But you didn't go.
I knew Charles would refuse. Anyway, studying the calendar wouldn't help. Tekun Uman is far too powerful.
So at least some of the people here are superstitious enough to believe that this curse did affect someone and probably would affect the rest of the team, maybe? Maybe somebody chose to take advantage of that?
Your relationship with Charles Yellingham is...
Not friendly. Well, it is reciprocal. You know, most of his expeditions are failures because he is too focused on his hypothetical career to be in politics.
He has political ambition.
That would be an understatement. He has ambitions for the House of Lords, and the club is his means of achieving this. It's also the reason for his disastrous management. But he still succeeds in finding money. I wonder how.
By selling artifacts he finds, perhaps.
What's your opinion on Tekun Uman's statue having disappeared?
I don't know, but I have nothing to do with it. Nothing.
But in fact you do. You made the statue.
That's true. But it was 10 years ago. You can't blame me for that.
Don't you think so? After all, it is the statue that is responsible for killing.
No! It's Tekun Uman. But who could imagine that a simple statue replica would be chosen by Tekun Uman? Nobody. I have to leave you now. I've got paperwork to do. And we've spoken too much. He could hear us. Tekun Uman. Well, goodbye then.
So, he made the statue originally, denies he has anything to do with the current situation. That if anybody could create a version of the statue that could be wrapped around a human figure long enough to do what happened in the gardens, he could do it again. But that would imply then that he's lying here about having nothing to do with it. And he seems to be behaving awfully skittishly and superstitiously for someone who, I don't know, he could be playing that up on purpose, or he could be genuinely freaked out.
Sorry, I'm too busy to chat.
It's an interesting symbol.
A drawing of Tekun Uman. This mechanism is quite modern. All the gears are of good quality. Strange to find it in a foundry.
I mean, I don't believe the statue was actually robotic. That would be a bit weird, but...
No oxidation. This metal arm has never been outside. It's not part of the bowling club statue. 2 large boxes which were inside the warehouse. They were taken to Bernard Marley's office. It's probable that the missing crates contained pieces of Tikkun Uman's statue. Marley is hiding something inside his office. I'll have to visit it, but at night, and with Watson.
Okay. Well, that's knowledge.
Sorry, I'm too busy to chat.
And it's probably a pretty good indication. If there's anything else I can figure out here. That he created more than one statue, or recreated a statue, especially when pieces of that statue are modern and have never been outside. I mean, that other statue, if it was created 15 years ago, would have been outside, probably outside.
Horse of Pedro Alvarado. He was a conquistador, I believe.
For 10 years and would have oxidized. A new one would have no oxidation. Alright. Alright, well, let's, Alright. So we'll have to return at night. Okay. We're gonna connect stuff in a bit. What I want to do, though, is I want to go back to the club and just take one more pass around the office to see if anything else makes sense.
At your service, Mr. Holmes.
Really wish I had muffed that one entry with a
Where's
gentleman
the statue?
with a yelling him here.
Did it vanish?
A murder at my club.
So he's
What
not
a
going
disaster
to
for our
respond
reputation.
at
I
all.
heard that Zacharias was killed by the
At this
statue's
point.
spear.
So I'm gonna have to do without whatever insights that would have offered. The only things we can really look
The
at
50th
here.
birthday of Lord Stevenson. Charles Yelling.
Alright. Also gonna review the dialogue, because I think I want to review what our friend there said. So weird.
These trunks have just arrived. They're from Zacharias Greystoke's antique collection.
Which does make me wonder, how did that piece end up in there? I don't think there's anything else I can find in here right now as such. Back to Baker Street. Alright, let's try to see what we can piece together here. So Charles and Bernard Marley stated that the expedition members were unable to enter the temple to Canaan. Zacharias Greystoke was a member of the expedition that discovered the Maya and Quiche's temple. Curse will be anyone who disturbs the sacred temple. They will meet their death by the risen statue like those who love mercy. Is there any of these that are even remotely interesting to this? Apparently not. Except that if they didn't enter, how would they get cursed? So to me, there is a link between this and the curse, but okay. Well, I'm gonna go with this one because that's just me. And if this tends to have a magical answer, then it'll become really obvious from the clues, so. Oh, he had to be aware of the curse. That gives him the opportunity. In fact, that was sort of what I was saying earlier. That if Sir Charles had a reason to kill, if he only had a reason to kill Greystoke, then the perfect opportunity would have been at the party. Alright. That could actually still be a true statement. He could have actually seen it. Actually saw it running away though. Yeah, I just, as of yet, I think Sir Charles is involved. Our neighbor is...
Caitlin's up, Miss Alice is playing the piano. She disappeared.
Well, Holmes, I was inspired to... Oh, look here. The postman has made a mistake. He's delivered a letter addressed to Miss Alice.
Oh, he mistook 221B for 221C. Give it to me, Watson. I need to finish here first.
Must be upstairs. Okay. Why are we analyzing the letter?
I can't help myself. I must open this letter.
I see. I follow. I'm being dumb.
It would be easier to open this letter if...
Alright.
I need to turn on... I need to open it with something.
Weaken the glue. Open the letter. Alright. Alice, you finally did it. You moved and settled yourself next to him. You're a bold one. He will fascinate you, but be cautious of him all the same. I'm writing to tell you that I found your father's boat. It is still quite damaged, but still afloat. You can use it if you wish. You must know that your father was like a brother to me. If there's anything in any way that I can do to help, please let me know. Anything, whatever risk it may involve. So, Alice's father... I'm going to have to reread stuff about Alice, that Alice's father is in trouble somehow, or is dead, and she decided to move in order to befriend me to... I have no idea. I have no idea what this even means. So... Where to find that out? Let's go to the dialogue back at Baker Street. Here we go. Alice de Bouvier. She recently toured the world with her own father. She was aboard when the Orient Express when it was attacked.
Miss Alice planned to live here because of me. I need to have a talk with her as soon as possible.
Yeah, that's fine. That's good.
Let's reseal it. I need some...
So to apply the glue.
That's it.
Don't stop playing, Kate. I'm going to take some air on the balcony for a few minutes.
I need to speak with Miss Alice.
Okay, how do I get to the... How do I get to the balcony?
I need to speak with Miss Alice first. She's on the balcony.
I can't remember how to get to the balcony.
How about telling me why you came here in the first place?
Mr. Holmes, why do you ask? I hardly think that I'm accountable to you.
Since you extended an invitation to my daughter against my wishes, I believe that you are.
So said the father, cloaked in all his severity. My word, you almost frightened me.
You won't say that. Very well. Ask Caitlin to come home now.
Oh, poor child, let her play. Such insouciance. So useful for covering up disturbing secrets. And since you intend to hide the truth from her...
What?
We all have our secrets.
You...
But don't worry, Mr. Holmes. Caitlin is a sensitive child, and I like her enormously.
Alice, come back in. I can do it. See? You're wonderful.
I like to think that the feeling is mutual. We wouldn't want her to know of your secrets, or for her to be unhappy.
Blackmail.
I have to go inside now.
Very difficult position for us to be in. Jump over there and give her a piece of my mind, but I'm just not that kind of gentleman. Sherlock Holmes probably would be. Anyway. Why am I here? I have no idea. I am going to...
Ah, Holmes, I entirely forgot. There's a man corresponding to the photograph who is a regular visitor at the Hospital for Tropical Diseases. His name is James Byron.
Are you sure? That's fantastic.
And we can visit him, but you should disguise yourself first. I'll introduce you as my colleague.
Okay. Let's make myself presentable. Overcoat, sailor, morning gown, festive, doctor. There we go. Fine, we'll change the hair and hat.
Holmes, we have to go to the hospital.
Okay, let's go to the hospital. And thus ends the potato chips. That's alright.
Oh, Dr. Watson, may I help you?
Hello, Baird. My colleague and I are here to see Mr. Byron.
Ah, Byron. Yes, he's in a bad way. You'll find him in a cubicle on the window side.
Patients visit this department for treatment and then return home.
Alright, nothing extra to see there particularly.
This should be the right place. Our man might be here.
before we go see him. Oh, hello.
That isn't our man.
Mr. Byron?
More doctors? Please. I've just received my treatment. I need to rest a while before I leave.
Diseased eye. The gentleman that we had on the slab had pink eye. Don't know if it's related. Probably marks of disease. Moving down. Buttons, suspenders. Crowded markets. Willing to bet most of this is disease related. Don't really buy the bound thing. And there's nothing obvious. Yeah, let's stick with that. Oh, really? Imprecise. Okay. Albeit is 45 years of age, he's an archaeologist and ex-member of the Archaeological Club. He is believed to be deceased by the other members of the club. During Albiet's expedition to South America, he suffered a disease that affected his eye. Albiet lost his arm many years ago under unknown circumstances. He has a drug dependency and regularly visits an opium den near a crowded market. He also has marks upon his body from his disease. Okay. But if this is an imprecise portrait, then that implies that this was bound by chains, which is weird. Maybe something about opium dens I don't understand. Alright, well, okay.
We would like to ask you some questions about an expedition that took place 14 years ago.
An expedition? What expedition? You're wrong, I've never left London.
Is it not you in this photograph from Guatemala?
Guatemala? Checuna man! Dr. Baird! Come here quickly, I don't feel well!
What on earth is going on? Please, calm down. I'm sorry, my dear colleagues, but Dr. Brunt is waiting to give Mr. Byron a private consultation. You can wait here.
That was odd, but...
What should we do next, Holmes?
Weren't you paying attention? We have to wait, but we'll take advantage
Bad
of
by
the
chains.
situation.
Psychological damage. Being held down for electroshock therapy, maybe? Or a drug regimen that was, caused serious muscle flailing or pain.
He recently purchased Chinese tobacco.
Okay.
This address is almost invisible.
Hospital for Tropical Disease, Mr. Byron. Dr. Brunt is pleased to confirm your appointment on the 25th of November. Please aim to arrive for the early morning, Dr. Baird. Something Oak Street 21D, so we can probably use that to find out information at his residence. Nothing in Super Funky Spectrovision, at least not here. see if there's anything else of interest. I don't think there is.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Okay.
Patients visit this department for treatment and then return home.
Into the 14th. Okay, 10 to 14th. And now visit the topical diseases is unchecked. That's interesting. I need to look at that letter again. Fifth of November. So that's the time, not the date. Okay, that's fine. Smokes. Oh, hello.
Our man passed by a circus.
Oh, you're still here?
Obviously. We're waiting for Mr. Byron. Is he not with you?
No, the gentleman left directly after his consultation. Oh, he forgot to collect his belongings.
Holmes, it seems that Albeit has escaped.
Obviously. And he knows that we are aware of his true identity. Quickly. I know how to find him.
Yep. We merely need to find a circus and find a street nearby, because that'll give us the target of the information. So that, yeah. So we're going to go to 221B Baker Street, which has a map on the wall, and that will give us our clue. Okay, I think I'm going to set this at a 2-hour playthrough, so that gives me another 20 minutes to make some progress, and then I will take a little break and either come back in here or try another game. I'm not sure.
My analysis table. It's useful for my work.
Let's go take a look at the map.
Thanks to the information I obtained at the hospital, I can now deduce where Albeit is hiding. We know that Albeit paid a visit to an opium den. Let's find a place in London where all four elements are close together. Now we need to find a street name ending in OOK. Here it is. 21D Brook Street. Watson, I believe we found Albeit's flat.
And let us head, in fact, directly there. I'm excited. Are you excited? I've never been so excited. Alright, so...
What should we do next, Holmes?
Let's go straight on in. Is there actually anything in here that's of any relevance? I don't think so. Alright, let's just move on in.
Help!
Do you hear that? Quick! We have to open this door.
The door's too...
Do you hear that? Quick! We have to open this door.
Please help! No! Please help!
quick time events.
I need something sharp to cut those ropes. Those curtains could block the attacker's view once they're closed.
Well, apparently I'm not quick enough. Let's try that again. Alright. Spectrovision. Let's do this again. Let's go over here. Okay, so we're going to identify this.
I need something sharp to cut those ropes. Those curtains could block the attacker's view once they're closed.
Okay.
If I cut those ropes, the curtains will fall and block the attacker's view. This table could serve as cover. Watson, I'll try to reach those curtains to close them. Cover me.
I'm not sure what I was supposed to be shooting at there, but let's try that again. Alright.
Watson, cover me.
Come on. Here we go.
Locked.
Can't believe I got that. That was risky. Alright, so we got a little bit of heavy rain or indigo prophecy quick time style events here, which is not my favorite, but so be it.
Watson, come here. He's behind the screen.
What am I gonna do next?
Our attacker escaped through this skylight. Our assailant escaped using this rope. Our assailant escaped using this rope. Our assailant escaped using this rope.
You there? Okay, yep. There's a sarcophagus in your living room. That's the thing.
No! Don't kill me!
Calm down. It's over now. It's gone.
You? Oh. But why are you here? You're not doctors, are you?
No. Well, you're half right. Shall we remove these masks? Your true name is Albeit, is it not? You were a member at Charles Yellingham's club.
Yes, I was.
Can you tell us what happened here?
After your visit at the hospital, I quickly returned home. I was lying there on the sofa and felt an evil presence in the room.
An evil presence?
Never mind. It's probably the fever.
Or perhaps a living statue?
Yes. It was one of the double statues. I saw its shadow. I believed that it was searching for me, that it wanted to kill me.
Interesting.
It was horrible.
As in Zacharias' murder, the statue came to life when its intended victim appeared in front of it. I must examine your residence. It may hold some clues. Tell us about your expedition to Guatemala 14 years ago.
It was in my former life.
What really happened there? You were said to have died.
I was ill with a terrible fever. I asked them to leave me there. I can't remember how. I only have flashes of memory. But by some miracle, I survived. I left an eye and one arm behind. It took me time, but at last I managed to return to London.
Why do you use a false name?
That expedition signaled the end of my career, and my very life as I'd known it. I changed my name and my address. Now I'm weak and useless and alone. I'm a walking dead man.
Not for long.
Perhaps this was it. It was my curse to fade away little by little. Tekunu man's revenge.
You are aware of Zacharias' murder, are you not?
Yes, and quite aptly I read that he was killed with a spear.
Aptly?
Well, he practiced archaeology almost as though it were a sport, seeking adrenaline. Imagine his state of adrenaline when he died, him being the prey.
And who would have been the hunter?
Tekunu man? Whoever, whatever. It'll soon be over for me at any rate.
There's a locked door on the first floor. May I have the key for it?
All right, but there's nothing interesting inside.
Okay, time to look around.
A statue was once here. Now it's missing. It appears that the missing statue may have escaped via the window in the roof. The iron mounting rod is broken.
So this is the same thing as what happened with the other statues. So the guy who made the statues is clearly involved in this. He's made duplicates of a couple of different statues according to spec in order to be able to sneak into places like this. What would be really interesting to know though is how long this base with its pair of statues has been. Oh, hang on. That's too short for the same kind of. It's a much shorter statue. So maybe this was a clockwork thing, but wow, that's kind of exotic as a. I mean, modern, sure, clearly modern, meant to replace existing statuary, but how very exotic if it really genuinely was.
Our assailant escaped using this rope.
All right, well, let's run with the robot statue theory then. Brazil, Sao Paulo, April 14th, 1883. So 2 years after the Guatemalan expedition. Claudio Jo, I don't know how to pronounce that, I apologize. Claudio João Inácio da Silva gave full rights and freedom to Albeit Dyke and Ba Udambo from this day forth for him and his descendants. Claudio João Inácio da Silva. Okay. So perhaps slave liberation authorization. I was about to say they must have been slaves, maybe, or indentured servants. But why was Albeit a slave? Doesn't matter. I'll figure out my understanding of that as we go along. And I don't know about Odumbo, so. Oh, the other figure on the other side of the photograph. Alright, never mind. Anyway, carrying on. My love, I understand your pain, but please know that my decision was made only to protect you. How could I return to the real world? For if anyone should discover the terrible shame of this failed expedition and my enslavement, It would dishonor our son's name forever. It would be better that my memory remains in Takunuman's temple. I come back to see you for the last time. I intend to die alone with my precious collections, my lifetime results of archaeology. One friend of mine who is a bailiff will let me handle the sales. You will receive all their income. Please try not to be unhappy. My death will be a release. I have made arrangements for my burial. Goodbye to you, my dears. I hope that you may forgive me and you are able to finally lead happy lives. My only wish. Okay. So he has a bunch of items that he could potentially sell from that expedition. He intends to go back to... Okay, so he came back here, but decided not to go back to his family after returning to London. But this letter's still in his possession, so maybe he hasn't sent it yet. That's fine. So this is meant as something to be found after he dies amongst his possessions. I understand your pain, but please know my decision was only to protect you. So family hasn't received this yet, will after he dies. How could I return to the real world? He believes everything that was him, or everything that he feels has meaning, is back, was lost back into Takunuman's temple. He came back to see her for one last time. Whether or not he has seen her is not clear. I intend to die alone with my precious collections, like in here, my lifetime's result of archaeology. A friend of mine who is a bailiff will help handle the sales or receive all their income. Please not to be unhappy. My death will be a release. Alright, so he's trying to... It's sort of a suicide note, but it's not clear that he's actually intending on like killing himself outright, although maybe the opium is his path to that. Okay. Oh, hello. Oh, jeez.
Albiet's wife and son, I presume.
Interesting. Okay. Keys for clockwork things, maybe? That's interesting in and of itself.
This model forms a part of another, larger model. 1894. This model was created after the expedition to Guatemala.
That's extremely weird. Okay, a gear or a cog, so maybe part of a machine or puzzle or something, but...
The interior seems well designed, but I cannot see it properly. The interior seems well designed, but I cannot see it properly.
Okay, might have to go home for that then.
This bed is very small.
Who would he have in here? Like, why would he have this little tiny place unless it was... I don't know, one of his kids, maybe? This is very weird. A midget. A midget. Or child, but maybe a midget who could actually be inside the statue up here. The other slave was short in the photograph, I think. I need to go back and see that photograph.
There's a little bed in a small room. It's being used.
Well, it is
Son, okay.
for
maybe
my
not.
son, Gulliver. After my official death, My wife and he left for Glasgow. Upon my return, I installed this room.
So they know about you?
My boy Gulliver visits occasionally. But I wonder, what is it like for a crippled father?
Fair enough.
Who lives me again?
Mr. Albeit, what is this?
How? It's impossible. How did you find it?
Answer me.
17 years ago, I built a model of Tekkening Man's temple. We stored it inside the club's globe before leaving for the expedition. I've no idea if it's still there. While in Guatemala, I had dreams about a missing part. A pyramid. Then, when we entered the temple, I experienced vivid visions.
Wait a minute. You entered the temple?
Well, yes, we did. And we found the pyramid from my visions. But I was too weak. I was unable to solve the mystery of its entrance. I failed there. I always wanted to understand why. So upon my return...
You rebuilt this final part according to your visions and...
Nothing. But I'm dying, and at least my son will see that I did my best to complete my life's work.
Okay then. I have no particular reason to doubt his story at this point, so that's interesting.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Well, darned if I know. So, okay.
Our attacker escaped through this skylight.
That's a tiny skylight. It's a tiny person, that's fine. Possibly inside this. But his son? So, it's a weird coincidence that the bed was for his son. Which, okay, I can kind of believe that maybe, but a short person would describe why this statue came to life the same way the other statue came to life. So maybe father and son, father in one statue and son in the end. Well, no, that doesn't make any sense either, because if his son was in here, why would his son attack his father? Could it be? Gur-arg. Okay, so, taking a quick look around to see if there's anything else in here that I missed. I could probably come back here, but... So strange. Yes, and I know I've got the icon on my screen to look around. Hello, whoever came in to my chat room, or at least came in to view the stream. Hi, how you doing? Say hi in the chat room if you like. You're not obligated. I don't watch the chat room all that often, I'll freely admit. Alright, so, do I have... I don't know if I actually have the photograph. Path, albeit to death. See, it's the character on... There are people in the background that may not have anything to do with the expedition, so maybe I was wrong. Okay. But what there is something we do know, actually, because they said that they got inside the temple. So, skillful, experienced fighter. So this and this are clearly in conflict. The testimonies of Sir Charles and Marley's are contrary to albeit, however, none of them wish to talk about the temple. So that's fine, but there is a conflict there, and I believe they did enter the temple. I see no reason to believe otherwise, so... that's fine. I wonder if there's anything else I can fit together here. So there's that escape through the window. You're not going to connect those two? The two have... Okay, apparently not, then. Physical abilities... Sherlock Holmes is also a skilled and experienced fighter. Now, to me, that does connect with the escape through the window, but apparently it disagrees. There's gotta be... You're not gonna let me connect any of these, are you? Oh, wait, what? Someone in a small stature, wrapped albeit sun, could pass through the tiny window in the roof. Yeah, albeit does not appear to be, like, he doesn't appear to be physically capable. Alright. The attacks and Zacharias and albeit were proficient. See, this is what I think. The suspect is small, albeit is lying about his son. The bed could belong to someone other of small stature who could be the murderer. Either there were two people in the statues, one larger, because I seem to remember the statue was a bit larger. Now, I could be wrong about that. Oh, hello. Glad to see someone streaming this game. Yeah, I like these, I like deductive games. I'm not always very good at them, Bella, but I really do like them. As an example, I'm quite enjoying playing Phasmophobia, quite popular these days, because I like the idea of sort of deductive reasoning under a bit of time pressure, and it's got a creepy motif, and I don't know, just kind of, it hits all the right buttons. There's not enough deductive reasoning in it, except that the time pressure keeps it fun. But this is something I got suggested to by somebody, and it was on sale, and I may pick up a few more of them because I'm quite enjoying it. Anyway, right back to the attempts at deductive reasoning. So yeah, just not more than a few minutes ago, I was saying that like I didn't know about the son. I was suspecting it would be someone else in the photograph who I thought was short on the left-hand side of the photograph. Might just have been a background person, though, amongst the people that they locally hired for the expedition. But I did make the comment, maybe there was somebody short in this one and somebody taller in the other one, but I don't really recall the size of the warrior statue. I thought it was quite a bit larger. Clockwork mechanisms, though, might be the reason the story is giving for a smaller person to operate a large statue, which would then fall along the lines of the suspect is small. Because I don't know, I mean, these, see, the problem is these are both the same, to me, they're both the same thing. Oh, I see. Albeit is lying about his son. Saying that the son was the person involved. Oh, jeez. I don't know. I don't think I have enough information to... Why would the son be involved? I'm going to leave it as the son is innocent from now. I can always come back to that and figure that out. Testimonies. Testimonies, yeah, these are contrary. I knew that. That's fine. Okay, let's see if I can connect anything else. Yeah, that doesn't really make any sense. Zacharias Grayson was killed in the direction of the pedestal where the club statue set. Now, okay. No, I don't. Mayan calendar. Curse is the only. I'm mumbling now because I'm kind of thinking faster than my words can get out. All right. And I wish these things would stop rotating around. I don't like this interface very much. So facts about the crime. He was killed from the direction of the pedestal where the club statue stood. After the murder, Sir Charles saw the statue running. I don't have any reason to necessarily agree or disagree that Sir Charles may have seen it running, but whether or not he knew it was going to happen is another thing. And I think he's involved somehow because of the club debt. His illness Yeah, I don't know what his illness could be connected to at all. In fact, the game doesn't seem to think there's oh, hang on. I don't know what I clicked there that was relevant. Gotta pay better attention. Sometimes it's making connections, I'm not, but that's alright. Okay, so, Albert's lies. Albert could only build the model of the final pyramid if he managed to gain its entry. It wasn't necessary for Albert to enter the pyramid in order to construct his model. He could use his imagination. Possibly lying, but then he's probably also lying about his son. It's possible to complete the model of Tikhon Amun's temple. Use the club's model to discover why the expedition members are afraid to discuss what happened in the temple. Alright, so that's fine. That enables me to, I mean, I knew I was going to end up going back there with the model anyway. But that suggests he could be lying about his son. But I'm not going to actually say that until I go and find out the truth about the temple. So, okay, so one of the things that's bugging me a little bit about this interface is I was kind of randomly clicking just for giggles, and I accidentally triggered at least a couple of things during the courses, and I don't really like that. I'd like to, I don't know how you would avoid that. Like as a mechanic, but because that was kind of accidental. Oh well. All right, well, let's literally just pop back, and because we don't need to be here anymore, let's pop back to the club and find out what's going on. Alright. Really should change back to the look for Sherlock that I prefer.
I heard that Zacharias was killed by the statue's spear.
Alright, here we go. Let's take a look. It's over here.
Some bits are missing.
Oh, okay. But how do I...
Some bits are missing.
But I already knew this.
Some bits are missing.
So... I already knew about this.
It appears that it's a part of a gold statue from Guatemala.
Nice chunk of gold. So it always returns me to the front here, and that's fine if I... Oops, not what I intended to do. This doesn't have a really obvious, like... So yeah, obviously pinhole to Guatemala, but I don't know how to trigger it, so... maybe I'll go talk to Charles again downstairs. See what he has to say.
A murder at my club. What a disgrace.
Absolutely nothing of interest. Alright, you can break into Marley's office at night with Watson. Ooh, and I bet you that has clockwork stuff that I can use to maybe open up the thing. Interesting.
Watson, stay alert.
All right.
Need to be quiet.
I'm gonna actually circle around the outside of this and see if I can find alternative ways in. Maybe. Probably by that hook, I might gather.
What should we do next, Holmes?
Alright. Guess it's through the front door. Oh, yes, of course, the lockpicking game. Alright. I don't remember how this works. Oh, this actually enables me to push it up and down. So, remove, confirm. So it's W and S. Oh, I see. Alright. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. There we go. No. Right. I have done this in a very silly way. So, remove everything. There we go. So let's start again. Insert to the back and confirm. Nope, I did a remove. Insert to the back and confirm. This one, insert to the front, confirm, and that's unlocked it? Yes, okay. So we're going to scour the foundry during the evening because I want to see if there's anything new here before I go into the office. A little surprised to keep everything burning all night, but alright.
This door is securely locked. I must find another way.
Of course. Right, so we're going to be moving things around in order to get to the upstairs floor. Okay. Okay, yeah, so...
I can't move it in this direction.
Right, of course not. Here. How do I let go? I let go automatically when I get into a not stupid position. Alright, that's fine. So... obviously I have to flip this guy. Is it going to be as simple as me just getting it to the... Hang on, let's take a closer look at what's going on here. We got a bell, we got a bunch of heavy items there that can pull on that. I don't know how helpful that is just at the moment. that one is tied up and over to that.
Others might see nothing here but fence, but there is more to it than that.
Okay.
I can't move this. Something is blocking its path.
Alright, so I'm going to use that as a ladder once I get that piece out of the way. Alright, yep, I can do that. Okay, so... that needs to be moved over here. So, but if I try that, what am I blocked by? So that gives me a ladder up, which gets me over to here. But then I need a way to cross. And that cage is in the way. Okay, so that cage needs to be on top of this thing so that I can wheel it over to here to act as a bridge between that half and that half, so that I can use it as a bridge. Okay, so I have jumped the gun here. We're going to take it over for the moment. No, actually we're going to leave it right there. So we're going to leave that there. We're going to rotate that back. Fine. We're then going to come over here. Come on. Grab this. Yes, please. Okay, great. Well played. Yeah, well, maybe. We'll find out. So, right. So, that makes more sense if I do this and I lower. Yeah, go. Yep. Right. Okay. So, okay, but that's actually provided me. Isn't that interesting? Because that's provided me a way to get across that section as well. So, I need to see if there are ways that I can.
Horse of Pedro Alvarado. He was a conquistador.
Alright, so that would enable me to get up to there. Oh, hello. Okay. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. I am gonna get up there and cross that first section. Watson is going to then pull this thing around to the second section. I can grab onto the rails. The rails get pulled over to that side while I'm still riding them. Except then why have... No, that doesn't quite make sense either, because this is clearly going to be used as a ladder. That's the only reason for that. So I'm going to do that in reverse order. So here's the deal then. I'm climbing up that to get to there. I got to be able to cross that gap, which I do on the rails. I get to the top of that statue. I have to have this as in place as a bridge over here to be able to cross in the middle, but then Watson can move it to the other side, which enables me to then jump everywhere else. All right, let's do this.
I can't move it in this. I can't move it in this direction.
Yeah. Oh, you're fine. Jeez. Adapt there, Mr. Holmes. Okay. Here we go. Let's do the thing. Right. Let's do the next thing. Watson, you are a layabout today. You could, you know, help move this. It's heavy. I'm getting all sweaty. I'm in kind of a nice suit. Well, these robes anyway, because I forgot to shoot back in my suit. But you could help, you know. Why do I feel like I'm doing all the work here? Because I'm doing all the work here. Okay, now that having been the case, I've got that thing on the wrong side. Those rails. I don't remember where they connect. They must connect over here, right? Yeah, that now makes a lot more sense. Do.
Watson, I need your help.
Yes, you totally do. Switching to Watson. Who's going to go onto this side.
I need a clear path.
Oh. Then we're doing this not the way I anticipated, because to me it makes more sense to just get on this thing and ride it across. Okay. Okay, that's clearly not correct, but I did anticipate that I would need Watson for this, so that's fine. Alright, well, I can do this. Let's so, yeah, I did not deduce it all the way myself, but that's okay, so that's fine. Now we need Watson to... Right, because now Watson gets to do all the heavy lifting, because I did not see where that path was going. That's okay. At least Watson is getting some exercise now, so I have to rescind my snark. Watson, you are doing a fantastic job. And I have made this unnecessarily quite a bit longer than I should have, but that's okay. And yes, I knew I was saying I was going to call this the 2-hour mark. I'm kind of just starting to get into the moment. The game's afoot. Or, I suppose in the more modern parlance, my favorite Sherlock BBC production. The game is on. Alright, so we've got that sorted, so now I can run across to here, where I have to once again switch over, and now I get to do everything I just did in reverse. Because I'm a doofus, but that's alright. Oh no, I gotta go around here to here. And then back here. In fact, this time around, Watson is doing most of the heavy lifting, so there you go. Alright. Come on. Right, so now having done that though, I know I'm going to have to move that metal barrier out of the way, so let's just go over here and do that now. Right, so I think we're good there, so this is going to go right, and then this way. Come on. No! No! Interface fail. Around the other side. Oh god. Okay. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Pat your head and rub your tummy thing. Again. And I'm not as young and adaptable as I used to be. Rat bastard game. I think I've done this once before, actually, during the course of this game, I seem to vaguely recall. Okay.
If only I had access to a free chain.
Oh, alright. Well, Watson, you're up. I think the controls for that are here. Jumping quick time events. Alright. We're in. Ha-ha! Ha-ha-ha-ha-ha-ha! Ha-ha!
I'm here. Can you let me in?
I've been practicing vocal coach. Ah! You know where that's from.
A Mayan pyramid.
Then my hat's off to you. Mechanical art. Alright.
A Mayan pyramid.
very much like the one they saw. They clearly went in that temple because more than one of them has seen the inside. At least part of it.
A slot. It appears to be part of some mechanism.
Right, okay, so I need a knife or blade or a thin instrument.
There's a recurring theme that connects all of these sculptures.
Seems they all come from the Mayan culture. That's not really
Marley is
surprising.
obviously an avid student of mechanics.
Right, so that goes along with his the grease on his clothing, his boots, I think, or on his hands. No, on his hands, and the cuts on his finger, and and his glasses. So we knew he worked on fine instrumentation. So clearly he's a master of robotics, which does kind of lend credence to the idea that there's somebody small in the smaller statue, and that same small character might have been in the larger statue, but with more gears and mechanics. So not an automaton as such, but like a mechanical golem controlled from within, perhaps. That's my running theory on that. Oh, and here might be our knife. Yes, okay.
Obviously.
Except there's no actual dagger.
I need a dagger to work the mechanism.
Curiouser and curiouser. Forge a Mayan dagger. Oh, okay. That's just grand. Because nothing says breaking and entering like using somebody else's foundry with hot metals. All right. In for a penny, in for another penny. Let's hop down here. Got anything interesting?
And find out what Mr. Marley is hiding.
All right. Entirely sure how to do this. We do have metals here. Do we have a clue in our list though? It just says forge a mine dagger. Well, I haven't taken a course in advanced metallurgy, and it strikes me as interesting that Mr. Holmes would. It would also be nice if I had something that I knew I could actually... What am I missing?
A Mayan pyramid. Marley is obviously an avid student of mechanics. A slot.
Yes, okay, so we know that's for the dagger. How do I actually do the forging? There's gotta be something I'm missing in here, something I can interact with. Because I have a mold. Okay, so we got buckets of coal here. We've already got fired. We got forge. We don't actually have the metal. Okay. So I can't move those anymore. Like it's locked me out of being able to interact with a lot of this stuff, so it's not clear. So there's liquid metal right below me there. Alright, is there a place? So that would be here. sure what I can interact with here. What am I missing? Oh, here we are. Okay. Oh. Really? A rhythm game? Shades of Indigo Prophecy. Alright. You know what? Lots of games do this, so I'll go. One of those games, by the way, I actually didn't mind. I quite enjoyed it. It was was janky and odd, but alright,
dagger fits.
Alright, no, fair enough. I found the thing to interact with, and I did my due diligence. Okay, seriously, these guys have way too much money, but then I guess if they were looting a temple and bringing back small chunks worth of fortune. Wow, okay, so in we go. Let's take a look at the secret
Another
files.
statue of Tikkun Uman.
Am I just misremembering that the other statue of Tikkun that was on the pedestal at the club was taller than I think it was? I don't know.
It can move, but a part of the mechanism is missing.
Oh, this is
Be
just
careful,
smaller
Watson,
because
unless
it
you
was
want to be speared by Tikkun Uman.
It was a prototype, a smaller one, made before the big one at the.
It's closed.
Oh, okay.
It's shut tight. Locked. Marley dismantled these alarm clocks for their parts.
Okay. He'd obviously break into that at some point. Oh, hello. Hang on.
So, Bernard Marley built a mechanical globe. This globe has space inside.
Okay, so. Store the automaton mechanism connecting all the gears across all 3 levels of height. Okay. Okay, so that's clearly not right. Can't believe it let me do that. Well, okay, that's the only one that can fit there because I still have a butt up against that. Could also, can it fit there? No. Okay, hang on, but we have all of these gears as well. Okay, this is gonna be shiny, happy, fun time figuring this out. That is not correct. Oh, across all 3 levels. So there's the behind level, the middle level, and the outer level. Oh my god. Okay. It's puzzle time, people, and for that, I'm going to, well, for one thing, I'm going to turn on the light next to my desk because I suddenly realized it's gotten dark, and that's what happens when you don't pay attention to the passage of time. I'm going to take a 2-minute break to go get myself some liquid and a granola bar and etc. etc. So don't go away anywhere. I will in fact be right back. And I don't think anybody's in the room to actually hear me say that, but I'm going to just hit my AFK screen, and I will be back in a few minutes. Hello, one and all, and I'm back. That is not what I wanted to do. I wanted to go to that screen. I'm just going to double check to see that the audio levels on my stream are working okay. Alright, yes they are. I always double check that because I've done dumb things like accidentally leave audio off on streams and had to throw away the stream because I don't do this often enough to... And we're back to crunching granola bars on stream again, which, too bad. So, let's see if we can't resume the game. So we're back in puzzle mode here, which is all kinds of amusing. So I have like a million gears here. And by a million, I mean like 3, 6, 9 gears here. I'm gonna guess that there's likely to be something like, let's see, 3 levels. There might be 3 gears per level, I'm not sure. We have to pay attention to the depth of each of these. And in the last layer, there appears to be only these 2 big gears. I want to be able to touch both of them, so probably not there and probably not there. So yeah, and those are all 3 big gears. If I put that one there, that'll actually touch that. No, it won't. Alright, so I gotta be aware that there's a depth issue here, that actually shrinks when it goes into that layer. Okay. I don't think I can fit that one here though, so let's try this one. So that's linked up those 2. Now I have to control these 2 on the outer layers. Spacers, maybe? Can this just get me to the outer? Because that'll go out 1 layer, and I think that's on layer 3, and so's that, so... no. I am not sure. So if I put something like this on here, it's going to rotate together, but that's in layer 2. If I put that there, that's in layer 1. That's, no, that should be in layer 2. Not sure about the topology of this anymore. I gotta be able to drive these 2 outer gears. Okay, this is an experiment here. If I put these 2 here, and then put this one on here, see, now that links up to there, but this one isn't turning. I could do something dorky like this. I can use that as a spacer for this, which gets that turning. But then if I use 2 gears on this one as spacers, it doesn't matter if I connect the chain. because these two will only get us up to level 2, and that's on level 3. Okay. Okay, so it's an interesting conundrum because both of these need to be operated, which means that I need to have spacers to get both of them up to level 3. So it's going to take 2 and 2, and then 1 and 1 at minimum. So I need 4. I need 4 spacers and 2 gears. Okay, so spacer here, gear here, chain to drive the 2, outer gear, spacer, gear, that doesn't quite reach. It has to be up on the 3rd tier anyway, so if I put that there, I don't think I can fit this one, can I? Because that's just going to be way too big. Okay. Okay. What actually can go on there to make that work? Right. Yep, you're done. So I need to figure out what if I actually have 2 spacers there of any kind, does that match up? Yes. So if I can get that spaced up far enough, what happens if I do that? Okay. I need to save one of these for the top of that. But in order to get this high enough, like the only configuration where this works is I can't fit any one of the big gears on here. I don't even think I can fit this little one on here. Like if I, yeah, let's say if I put that off to the side and I snag that, I can't actually put that on here, can I? No. And if I take this off, well, we can deduce this. If we take this off, this can't go anywhere lower either. So the only answer that works is to have that on there and that on there. There is simply no other alternative. Although, no, that's not true. It's not entirely true, because I could actually do... Okay, I could do 2 of these stacked on top of one another. But then I... Oh, hello. That might be the thing. So if I do that, and I take this off, and if I did this, and then I did this. Oh, no, not that yet. If I did this, connecting this to here to drive that, then this can sit on top to drive that one. Then the only problem I have is driving this. Except I'm also not driving that. Okay, but that's okay, because this can go here. And this can go on top of this because this has a spacer put in it. There we go. Well, I may stand corrected. This may be entirely robotic. Or at least the throwing part of it. Oh. Oh. Which means that while... If there were somebody small enough to fit inside it, he didn't need to be super strong. They did not need to be super strong to throw it. Maybe. I still don't buy full automation, though.
So, locked.
No, yeah, it's locked. Because throwing to a distinct point can be automated as just mechanics. Intelligence of running out of an area is a little much. Without intervention, that is.
Marley dismantled these alarm clocks for their parts.
Okay. So now we have something different here. All right. So the strength argument could be out the window here. That's fine. I don't think... If it kind of hinges on whether or not Albiot knew we were coming to find him or not. I'm inclined just at the moment to say he didn't. But then that would mean that he was legitimately struggling with somebody in his room. And it doesn't strike me that Albiot would be struggling with his son if he knew it was his son. Because the question, it does hinge a little bit on whether or not Albiot was another target. And if he was, which it kind of looks like it was, it would be weird for it to be his son, but then he... Nope, I don't know yet. Oh, hello.
It seems we found the key to the safe.
That's what I was missing. Let's,
this part is in solid gold, it's worth a fortune.
Kind of vaguely looks like the twin.
The statue is in 3 parts. Only the gold is original. Marley must have reconstructed the other 2.
Having possibly seen the original? Maybe not. I mean, it could have been pieced together from other archaeological sites and some guesswork, but that's highly interesting. Things seem to be coming in pairs a little bit, right? There's a lot of pair motif in this. The statue in Albeit apartment was part of a pair. This one had seems to have a pair in the other trunk. Paper from Bernard's diary. I know I am in the chosen one. Khan Aman wants to use me for his purpose. Oh God, protect me. I don't want to die. The chosen one is supposed to be spared.
A piece of a map in metal.
Well, that's where that peg hole is for.
A piece of a map in metal.
Bernard Marley believes in the curse and that Kahneman wishes to use him for his purpose. Alright. Bernard wasn't super large. Maybe it was him? Or at least he built the devices. He could be the chosen one. Well, if he truly believes that he's trying to hide the fact that he thinks he's chosen from us, then in believing he's doing his bidding, he could bring about the events of the curse, believing that that's what Tikkun wants. Like, he's basically fulfilling the prophecy through his means, which is mechanical prowess. Plausible at this point.
Marley dismantled these alarm clocks for their parts.
I want to take this with me, but I don't know how. Like, it's clear.
This object...
That's
It's almost
what I had.
daylight. The workers will be here soon. It's time to leave.
Yeah, alright. We're gonna take that as a cue to book it out of here because Yeah, that was a kind of a dumb interface. It's like, okay, just let me take the thing. I know it fits. I don't need to click on the spike to... Okay, whatever. I guess you don't want to accidentally, like as a gameplay mechanic, you don't want to take the thing because that would give it away as a clue if you didn't put two and two together already.
I heard that Zacharias was killed by the statue spear.
Wow. Alright, well, we kind of knew this was going to happen. Alright. We are now at the 3-hour mark. The only person viewing this, I think, is me. So I'm not leaving anybody in the lurch. I think what I'm going to do is, having reached this bookmark, I'm going to save this for another video. So, thank you for putting up with me munching on potato chips and granola bars and working my way through this delightful game. I'm really enjoying doing it. I will continue doing it again on this stream. And I'm going to take a bit of a break. I may come into a different game this evening, I'm not sure. But this has been wonderful, and I will do so again. I'm going to be doing a couple more videos video days this week because I've got some time off. So no specific schedule, but look for me. I may be streaming something you'll enjoy. So thank you for joining me very much, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks. See you later.